Stay connected to your community and save. Just 99 cents a month gets you 3 months of unlimited access to Inform.com. Visit Inform.com/subscribe and get your first 3 months of news for only 99 cents a month.
Spuds digging spuds. During World War II, Moorhead High School let students out of class to pick potatoes. Hi, this is Tracy Briggs, and welcome to Back Then. Well, their smiling faces are seen just below the massive headline that reads, "Blockade traps Nazis on Corsica. Soviets storm into White Russia." Heady news of the day for September 1943. So why in the world would Moorhead High students featured on the front page of the Forum be smiling? Easy. They got let out of school to pick potatoes. We all know how high school students played big roles in sandbagging Fargo-Moorhead during the floods of both 1997 and 2009. But their great-grandparents beat them to the punch, stepping up when their country needed them 80 years ago during harvest season 1943. First, a little background. Potatoes were a really big deal during World War II. Historian Lizzie Collingham literally dubbed them the taste of World War II, as nations around the globe insisted that farmers increase production of the humble spud. In Great Britain, the Ministry of Food Advice Bureau even urged citizens to eat potatoes twice a day. The experts agreed that the potato was a good source of energy in the form of carbohydrates, while also being high in vitamin C. Potatoes were also fairly easy to grow, could be stored for long periods of time without spoiling, and shipped well both domestically and abroad. Cartoon characters such as Potato Pete were even created to spread the message about potato consumption during the war years. And it must have worked. According to some records of the war years, individuals were consuming more than 4 pounds of potatoes every week. The simple potato became the symbol of the working class diet and filled bellies empty from the rationing of other foods like meat, cheese, butter, and sugar. And if that weren't impressive enough, potatoes even attracted attention as weapons of war thanks to the USS O'Bannon. The O'Bannon was a destroyer that had served with distinction in the South Pacific and, in fact, was the only American ship to escape serious damage at Guadalcanal, all while sinking a Japanese battleship. But the O'Bannon achieved greater acclaim when it managed to sink a Japanese submarine by hurling potatoes at it. Yes, you heard that right. They actually sunk a sub by pelting it with spuds. You can read that full story at the U.S. Naval Institute webpage. Okay, so back to the Moorhead Spuds. That fall of 1943, in the middle of the Back the Attack war bond drive, and the appearance of a captured Japanese submarine in downtown Fargo, check that out in last week's Back Then episode, the call came out that farmers in the region were in need of assistance in harvesting their potato crop. That makes sense when you factor in the many young men normally working on area farms that were now working for Uncle Sam. Women and children, including high school students, had to pitch in. So, on September 22nd, 1943, the Moorhead School Board agreed to send in the spud reinforcements. According to a story in the Forum, nearly 500 Moorhead senior and junior high students were excused from class and loaded into trucks to help with the harvest. Class periods for the surrounding days were cut short, with all the periods of the day being crowded into one morning session. Then at 12:45, school was dismissed for the day. Following a quick lunch, the students were loaded into cars and trucks by 1:30, bound for Clay County Farms, who had sent out the emergency call that they were in need of help. It's unclear how many spuds were harvested by those real-life spuds during that harvest season of 1943. It's kind of like trying to figure out how many sandbags the kids stacked in 97 and 09. But like their great-grandchildren might have felt during those flood days, the Spuds of 43 no doubt felt a sense of accomplishment about pitching in for a good cause and getting to Miss Algebra while they were at it. If you're interested in learning more about Moorhead Public Schools history, there's actually a book that's coming out that's commemorating the district's 150th anniversary, and it is now for sale. Go to inform.com and you can check out more information about that. And that is Back Then for this week. Thanks for joining me. Hope to see you next time.
Get reliable and accurate local news with inform.com. Inform.com is your trusted local news source with journalists dedicated to keeping you informed about what's happening in your community. Visit inform.com now.